Welcome to week 11 of our Cork City Marathon training plan. I am joined by our maestro, Ken Nason. How are you?
Very good.
Excellent.
But
And I am joined by the
Jesus.
newly awarded sub-3 man, the marathon finisher, Mr. Brian Ahern. Brian,
Hey, there should be
welcome
a chair.
back.
Like it's like going to school. I have to bring in my medal now. Look, see, look, brought in my medal to this week's show.
We only do them on Fridays, put that away. No, look, Brian, before we go into it, congratulations.
Thank you.
Like if people want to hear more about it, tune into the podcast on Monday coming because we will have an in-depth chat with Brian, which I'm looking forward to myself. But are you all good? All happy?
I'm good. All recovered now. Yeah, and look, without being joking about it, I think some of the chats in here even helped as well. So anywhere you can get good advice, take it and use it. So
Exactly.
use this in
So
your advantage.
you
Damian
followed your
motivation.
plan. Yeah, exactly. I gave plenty of motivation for it.
Mhm.
So you followed your plan, in the training on the way up and on the day, and we're now going to give people the plan to follow. Mr. Ken Nason, shout away.
Okay, so week 11, guys, we're getting well down the road. So Monday, rest. Tuesday, 35 to 40 minutes, easy pace, conversational. Wednesday, we have 15-minute warm up. Our workout session is going to be 4 by 5 minutes, followed by 3 minutes recovery. That's 3 minutes after each 5-minute repetition. And our warm down slash cool
Cool
down,
down.
as Damien would say, would be 10
As,
minutes.
as the world would say, not just Damien.
And Thursday, Friday, rest again as normal. Saturday, 35 to 40 minutes easy, conversational pace. Sunday, 2 hours and 30 minutes, 2 hours and 40 minutes, easy conversational pace. Okay,
Couple of questions, so
go
Ken,
for it.
that I'd ask that people
Yeah,
might have and we can answer. Okay, so the warm up is 15 minutes, the cool down is now 10 minutes.
yeah.
The question people might ask, why have we shortened the cool down?
Yeah, just in relation to we have 3 minutes recovery on the last rep, so that would be kind of combined in with the 10 minutes.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
Next question. With just a couple of weeks to go before taper, what are people looking at if they're thinking of, how far out am I now for my longest run?
Yeah, so I think your longest run now is going to be week 13, which is going to be 3 hours. 3 hours is not,
So
and then
we're
after
nearly
that,
there
we're
really. Yeah.
stepping it back down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And 3 hours is a long time. 2 hours to 2.5 to 2 hours 40 is a long time. So,
Yeah.
like people just need to bear that in mind and again, plan everything ahead with that.
Yeah.
So again, it's 35 to 40 minutes on Tuesday, 15-minute warm-up, 4 by 5 minutes with a 3-minute easy walk jog in between each one of them, and a 10-minute cool down.
Leap.
35 to 40 minutes on Saturday, and then 2 hours 30 to 2 hours 40 on Sunday. So that is the plan for this week.
Just to jump in there, and I am going to use something for my own training.
Go ahead.
One or two of the runs for me didn't go to plan, and I
Yeah.
would really encourage people, especially first timers or novices, if you're not feeling it on the day, go out and do your best, but don't sacrifice. As so many people say, the most important thing is get to the starting line.
Yeah.
So if you're on your long run, hopefully it will go well for you. Prepare well for it. We've been saying that since the start. Get organized early. Fuel yourself well in advance. Prepare the route. Prepare your fuel for the long run. But if it doesn't go to plan, don't panic. Don't force it. It's better to get the most out of it as you can, but come back the following week, I think.
And I would take a note there, Brian, that you were the same. You had a few sessions during your plan that didn't go to plan, you know what I mean? And like
Yeah,
you still get the end result that you want if you don't get too caught up with it.
correct. Yeah.
So that's that plan.
Yeah.
This week, week 11, done and dusted. Now, we had our competition last week, which was thanks to Damian and Sports Food Ireland, who gave us a box of Power Bar gels to give away. And we are going to go to that video right now. And well done to the winner of the draw. So a nice box of gels. If you want to give us a direct message on Instagram or Facebook, and we will be in contact and we will get you sorted for them gels. But well done. And, another very handy tool to use if in the coming few months, even if you're not training past Dublin or Cork, even, Jeannie Mac. No, we have another competition.
Mad.
Here
So
we go again.
this week I have kind of like recovery products that we have to draw. So we have one of my favorites actually, and there's very few massage things that I use, and there's two of my favorites. One is obviously Heading to Ken, which is, very handy and very good. My second thing is one of these.
Oh, that's
All
good.
right.
I like that.
So these are hand ones. They're
Mm.
nice and small, 5 balls in it, all roll. Brilliant for your calves, your
Calves.
quads,
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
backs, everything. Like really, really. This is one of my favorites. Um, Really handy as well for taking two races as well. So I have that.
Mm.
Plus we have a recovery balm, so a warm up and a recovery balm as well to give away. So these will become very handy once you're hitting your 3 hour mark runs. So again, all you need to do is quite simply subscribe to the show and comment down below. And it's that simple, and you're entered into the draw for next week. Again, as usual, you will have till Saturday 8 a.m. to get the your entry in, and we will do the draw then and add it to the video after that. But again, another lovely prize to go with.
Yeah. Another
So,
no-brainer, I
Brian,
think, isn't it?
question
Yeah.
times.
Questions, and we have a good few in this week, actually. So we'll start off from Adele Beamish. The first question, just wondering, do you carb load the same way before a long training run as you would before race day?
You've the experience in that, Brian, from the
Yeah,
race.
definitely. And again, as we've been
Yeah.
saying the last couple of weeks, in particular, these couple of weeks when we're getting into the longer runs, I would say in the days leading up to it and, on the morning, get out and do the exact same as you'd hope to do. And it's again a bit of trial and error. I would say definitely in the 48 hours before your long run out, it's very important to get your
Mm.
fueling right, get your hydration right. The 48 hours before, I think, is key, isn't it? I think that's generally what's
Yeah, definitely.
Like if you're not done by
banted
the day
about.
before, you know, you need to be planning for the week before really you need to get everything on
Yeah.
point. But these next few weeks are the vital weeks to
Mm.
figure out what agrees with you and what does not agree with you. Because you're getting into that long, long, long runs. And that's where your stomach is starting to really going to, show effects if it has any on whatever you're taking.
And I would say, again, for those that maybe haven't put time into this area, fueling well helps you massively in when you're out in these long runs, you're not, it's a struggle, you're running out of energy, you're dipping. If you're fueled well, you won't feel it as much at all. So I would say definitely focus on that the next couple of weeks. It's a
Yeah.
huge part of the day.
Yeah. So yes is the answer to that. It is
Yeah.
vital.
Yeah, definitely.
Next question, I think it's John Dillon. Um, do you lads know, will there be small bottles at every water station for Cork Marathon so I can plan ahead, or is it cups or a mix?
So I got
It's,
that answer today.
yeah,
So we were on to Eamon Hayes, and it's a 250 ml water bottle is what is going to be handed out,
That's ideal. That's ideal size.
yeah.
which is absolutely ideal.
Yeah.
So there's
And
the
again,
answer.
as we said, sip it, carry it, whatever you
Yeah,
need to do. Yeah,
yeah, and dispose of it sensibly and responsibly. And I will say that because that is very important.
yeah, agreed. Yeah, another one. So Sam Coakley, a good follower of the podcast and YouTube. Great advice this week. My question would be, how do you make the training sessions enjoyable? Very good question. Currently struggling to enjoy training at the moment and describing each session like the Lent daily punishment scene from Father Tate. Great detailer. But a great point, and I struggle with this myself. It can become a monotonous, especially if you're on your
Mm.
own. I would say there's a good few answers we could give there. My first ones
Spotify.
is, well, yeah, listen to music on your own. I would say try not to run the long runs in particular on your own.
Yeah,
Try and get a bit of
Yeah.
company if possible,
company. Yeah.
whether that's with a club or with a group or whatever. That would be a big bit of advice for me.
Or
Change up
even
the routes.
even if it's a part of the run, Brian, just to kind of like if you had to go and do 4 mile yourself and then join with someone for 10 miles and then you had X amount after that, just
Yeah.
try to work it in within meeting somebody for some part of it.
I also think try and, make, like, I know a lot of people this weekend, for example, are going to run the Great Railway Run in Cork, which is on a Sunday. This video will go up on a Saturday. So some people will listen to it beforehand. But again, bring in a race environment maybe to one of the or two of the long runs.
Mm.
Yeah.
You don't need to race it as it's, go hard, but just mix it up a bit.
Yeah.
Change scenery. It's another good one.
Yeah, people could do the railway run as part of their run this weekend.
Yeah.
Just to,
Oh, 100%, yeah.
And even like again, I know it's not just, but like even if you're going, you know, joining in a park run for 3 or 4 miles of it, just to
Mm.
mix it up even, or any it doesn't have to be a long distance, but just taking a part of another race even as well.
Yeah, no, but I do think again, I think the group aspect is very important to these long
Huge.
runs as much as you possibly can. I know that's not always possible, but as
Mhm.
much as you can, I think it would be vital to try to get into the group.
Yeah.
Outside
Next
that,
one.
sing to yourself. That's what I used to do a lot.
Think to yourself, yeah.
Depends how good you are at singing.
Mm. Yeah.
Next one is from Mary Toohey. Great podcast. I joined a bit late, but I've enjoyed listening to it over the last couple of weeks. I'm thinking about signing up for the half in Limerick on the May bank holiday weekend, but wondering if it's too close to the marathon. Any thoughts?
No.
Um, 4 weeks out is not necessarily too close, but it just all depends what she has done training wise up to now,
Mm.
really.
Well, you see, I think the
Anything,
question is more like from what I'm reading is that
yeah,
is it too like as in the race too close to it? I don't think it is. I
I
think
don't think. I think it's actually ideal.
I think it's
yeah,
ideal. Honestly,
spot
I think if
on.
you do miles beforehand and miles after it, if you need to, make it your long run. But
Make it a
it's
long one, yeah.
absolutely it's roughly where you're coming to where think
Mhm.
when is that? Maybe it's two
May
weeks
bank
away.
holiday
It's
weekend.
two
Yeah.
weeks
Yeah,
away, isn't it? So
Yeah.
like
I would think it would be the ideal one actually to
it's the
use
last
again.
week I would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. So I think go ahead, do it, enjoy it. And again, Brian just said it there, the question previously, get into a race if you possibly can. And there you go. That is the ideal race to get into.
You see, I think the Limerick half would be ideal preparation for Cork because again, you're bringing in race environment, you're preparing for the time, you're preparing your breakfast to eat at the right time, you're getting in your race. Again, great opportunity to put on the race kit that you're going to wear.
Mm,
I would say people should be targeting that almost, being honest with you.
yeah,
Like, so again, depending on where you are, as you
yeah,
said.
yeah.
Um, Last one, again, it might be a bit late for this kind of one for some people, but the railway run on Sunday will be my furthest run to date. Am I okay for miles still to do the full? So what is that? That's 25K.
okay.
It
So
depends again, isn't it?
look,
It depends
I
what
think,
they've done up to now,
yeah,
really.
Well,
like,
they're saying that's the furthest run today, but the furthest run versus what you're doing it like furthest run, but if you've been consistent in training for some time, that stands up for a lot as well.
It
yeah,
does.
and you can still add
If you've
on
been
more.
consistent up to now, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. And you still have another
Like,
couple of weeks of training as well, Brian.
and again, depending on what you're targeting. So like for me, when I did my first marathon, I think the furthest run I got out to because I was just, and again, I brought in the run walk technique, and that's it, was about 17 miles. And I just had to go with that and I got
Yeah.
through it. So it depends on what you're targeting as well.
So if you can get up to 17 miles or even like that in the next couple of weeks, they'll be fine, I'd say.
Mm. And I look
Yeah.
again, and I think that's what's 15 and a half miles is what it is on Sunday. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you still have another 2 weeks more. You know what I mean? So
To
like
build
Yeah.
up, yeah.
I think there's no issues. I think again, my longest run of my first marathon, I think, was about 18 miles.
Yeah.
And that time I think I still like ran it in 350 odd, you know what I mean? So like and 18 miles was my long. So you do get through, you'd be amazed at how much the marathon actually itself gets you through the race a bit. Now,
Absolutely.
that
Yeah.
wasn't the last question, Brian.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. There was
There was
how
a
we
very
describe it.
important question from
Yeah.
Vincent O'Sullivan, who wants to ask Ken an important question. Ken, how important is tying your shoelaces during a race or even a training run?
Yeah, I'll go back to when I was very, very young, tying my shoelaces in a race. I would tie them so many knots in them that they would never, ever, ever, ever open. It is vitally important not to have to stop to tie your shoelaces.
Yeah, and like especially now in marathons you can get away, but like if you were stopping and again like next few weeks some people might do a few runs here and there and again evening races are starting up so they might use it, but like to stop a tie a lace after 2 miles and stuff like that is not ideal. So what we can do is we can if Vincent is local he can come in and we can show him how to tie his lace. if he wishes to.
I'm guessing there's some more story to this one, but anyway.
Definitely.
Vincent will know the story behind this.
Yeah.
So no, look, and on a very serious note, though, and Ken is right. Make sure your lace is tied up properly because it can make a big difference, and it's not even just open up. It's you could trip over it. You know what I mean? So do tie your laces up right
I used to
on
tie
that
it so
note.
tight it was so hard to open them at the end.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to jump in on that. And as mad as this sounds, I know we're joking a bit, but tying them too night, like, over a long run, you can actually, it can hurt a bit when you
Mm.
tie them too tight too. So
Yeah.
again, it's another thing,
Yeah,
little
but
thing to think
again,
about.
enough knots in them that they don't
Yeah.
open.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
we're
Right.
getting down to the real fine details of
So
preparation there
Oh,
now.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
definitely.
have an important question for you, Brian.
Oh
If you were
Jesus,
to give
what is it now?
one tip to the people who are watching this show to take from the marathon that you've done and experienced over your last 12 weeks, what is the most important tip you could give them?
I actually have three.
Okay, give me the
Oh,
three.
jeez. Okay, he's been thinking.
Training wise, stay consistent. Right? Simple as that. Just get out and be consistent. But two, for the race day itself, stick to the plan, be disciplined. So that's one together. Be disciplined. Whatever your plan is, stick to it. Don't get carried away in the day. And two, fueling. Fueling is massive for me. That was I think, one of the biggest improvements I made.
Excellent.
Fueling in the race, sorry.
Yeah.
Can I
No,
can I throw one in there?
of course you
It's
can.
okay to have bad days.
Yeah. And to
Yeah,
realize that and just to go grind.
yeah,
But do not try to catch up. I know you said this before. Don't try to, if you have a bad day, don't try to catch
yeah.
up.
Don't catch up. Yeah.
My biggest worry, just to expand on my point, is that I'm worried that a lot of first timers and novice runners go into the race and after 6 miles, 7 miles, 8 miles, 10 miles, the excitement of the day, the buzz, the crowd out there start to get a bit excited and say, I'm feeling great and I might push on a small bit or, you know,
Don't.
like it's like the joke of the thing is the halfway point in the marathon is mile 20 and like that
Totally is.
is true in every sense in the word,
Mm.
Like wait until there's a mile with a mile to go last Sunday, I actually felt great. With 500 meters to go, I was hanging on for dear life. So
Yeah.
that's the fine margins.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it changes so quickly. It does change so quickly. So that's this week's show again. So you can go back and check the plan again. Obviously, again, 35 to 40 minutes, 4 by 5 minutes with 3 minutes easy in between, 35 to 40 minutes, and 2 hours 30 to 2 hours 40 is this week's plan. Don't forget our competition where we have the lovely massage stick and recovery balm to give away. So comments down below and subscribe to the show and you're in that draw. I would say that. Thank you to everybody who sent in their questions and who has done that since day one. Please continue it because we quite enjoy when we're getting the questions in. And we have a nice few debates sometime about it. But I think that's this week's show.
Well,
Ken, thank you again.
thank you.
And I heard you were very fancy dressed at a confirmation yesterday and not your own. So,
I'll
you
try to
scrub
wear
up
my
well in
suit
fairness to
sometime.
you. And Brian, congratulations again.
Definitely.
Delighted for you, extremely happy for you. Enjoy the celebrations because from next week, me being nice to you is
I
over.
knew that was coming. I look
Cheers, all.
forward to more abuse.
A week of
Okay.
being nice.
Good luck.
Nice, all.